What's up? I want to talk about what type of insurance you need for your lawn and landscaping business. Super, super important. Actually, I'm at my office right now. Every single Saturday, I go and check my mail. And so I just got the renewal for the commercial auto general liability policy. 2 different policies. And the third policy is workers' comp insurance. So should you have all this stuff immediately? No. If you're just getting started and you're they chuck in a truck, solo operator, of course you need a truck. Well, actually, I started the business out of the back of my wife's trunk with some paper bags, and I would leave the bags on the customer's property. But obviously you need insurance to drive a truck. But what about general liability? I'll go through this in 1 second, explain what this means, because it's so important, and I'll put some links below and some resources. So obviously you need insurance. I'm in Michigan, so there's a no-fault law. You at least have to have basic PL and PD. But once you get going, and if you have anybody else driving your vehicles, you want to get a commercial auto policy. I got in a bad car accident many years ago, and I know what it's like to go through that, so having insurance is a must. So call up your insurance company and say, do you guys offer commercial auto, right? Because if you're driving around in a truck that's got magnets and letters and maybe US DOT numbers, depending on the size of your truck or what you're pulling and the liability, you're going to probably want a commercial auto policy. And I actually was able to save money with my trucks by going commercial. So get a commercial auto policy, and the next is general liability insurance too. I don't know what your limits are for your business, but call up your insurance company and find out, can I get an insurance policy? I was scared at first, and I think I waited like till my second year or a year and a half to get it, because I thought it was going to be thousands of dollars, and it wasn't at all. It was actually cheap. It was about $1,000, and then after time, if you don't have any claims on your insurance, it can even go down. So get a general liability policy. What does that mean? So obviously auto insurance means anything that happens while you're moving, or if you hit something or somebody crashes into you. The reason I'm a little off in my voice is because I'm not an insurance agent. But second, general liability is people's property and personal injury protection. Let's say you're working on someone's property and you shoot a rock through their window, or maybe you leave a weed whacker out on a sidewalk and somebody trips over it and gets hurt, or you damage somebody's property, right? When you get these insurance policies, you're going to want to go through them line by line and read all of them, and sit on the phone with the insurance agent and talk to multiple insurance agents and take notes and ask them, what's in my policy? What does this mean? What does this mean? Go on YouTube and watch a bunch of videos about insurance. When I get my insurance policy, I literally read every single page line by line because I want to know what this means and what the coverage is. If you start out and you want your insurance policies cheap, you want to get the minimum liability coverage so it's legal, so it's legit, and then as you make more money, you increase. Well, if that's what you want to do, as you make more money, you can go back and increase, but make sure you're always revisiting and asking the insurance company, come on, what's best for my business, not just the cheapest. So the next step beyond that is, so we talked about commercial auto, general liability, and the next is workers' comp insurance. You could be exempt from workers' comp, which means that you, the owner, are probably not going to carry a workers' comp policy on yourself, because if you, like, I don't know, sprain your knee or you break something, are you going to claim workers' comp on yourself? But if you have employees, there's a threshold and a limit of how many hours or how part-time or full-time that the employees are actually legally required. They must be on workers' comp. In your state, is it 1 hour a week? Is it 10 hours a week? Is it more than 20 hours a week for more than 90 days? What is the threshold to where now you are legally required to have workers' comp? You got to find that out, because if you're paying employees and then all of a sudden there's an injury, we should have workers' comp anyways. In my business, I can't give anybody a single paycheck unless they're under workers' comp, and they can't drive any vehicle unless they're covered under the commercial auto, and they do the background check, the drug screen, and I have them sign off on a bunch of paperwork and make sure everything is 100% legit, right? Because if there is an accident and there's no drug test, you got to do your due diligence. Actually, I'll put a link in the description below. There's the 16 documents you must have before hiring any employee that I have any employees sign. It's keithkalfas.com/16. I'll also put a link in you can get access to these immediately and download them, print them out, and use them in your own business. I'm not an attorney. Ultimately, you should get an attorney and update these contracts and paperwork for you so it fits your jurisdiction and your business. But they do work great in the meantime. They're my own proprietary documents that I use in my business. So anyways, these are the renewal for the policy for 2 trucks and 1 car, general liability, commercial auto, and workers' comp. And then the workers' comp comes out pay by pay. We use a payroll company. You can use Gusto, you can use ADP, you can do it through QuickBooks, right? I have resources to QuickBooks and Gusto Payroll, all in the link in the description below, or go to keithkalfas.com/resources. You can get access to all my resources and find out what's best for you. Get yourself on payroll and pay yourself a salary, pay employees on payroll, and have the workers' comp come directly out of the payroll each week if you want. Now, if you're a seasonal business and you're in a place where you're shutting down for like more than 3 months, you probably want to have your workers' comp policy on it. Just set up direct billing, because if you're not running like payroll in the winter for some reason, and there's no workers' comp coming out, the company can get confused and they'll actually shut you down and they'll cancel your account. And this has happened to me before. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, let's go. You canceled my account. So there's a lot to learn, and don't get nervous. Just do it and take the money from your jobs, reinvest it, get insured, and then use that insurance to make you more money. Every single time I give a customer a quote, I let them know we're licensed and insured, and I attach PDF copies directly inside of our Jobber software. I don't own Jobber, but it's the software I use in my business. And I attach the copies of the general liability and the workers' comp directly inside of the quote, so the customer can see that we're legit, and I let them know. And then it increases the chances of you getting more work, especially commercial work, because you have to have it, so it just makes you money. If you want access to the Jobber software I use, go to getjobber.com/Keith. You get a free 14-day trial, and if you sign up with my link, you get my exclusive discount. I'll put a link in the description below to Jobber software, CRM you can run your whole business off of. All right, I gotta get back to work, and all is well with the universe. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. There's a whole link in the description below to tons of YouTube videos and episodes and everything. I'm excited for you, and I want to hear more about your success. Hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment, blah, blah, blah. All right, that's all.